Maybe.
Sounds like perfect advice, to be honest.
I haven't thought about this a million times or anything.
Hello everybody, how are we doing? Welcome back to another video. We're going to do another girl talk, dilemmas, advice. We've got Miss My Mum Your Dad sat next to a celebrity.
Shut up.
When I say this flat is sweaty.
It is really hot. I feel like I'm hitting menopause all over again.
All over again.
In a past life.
We did one of these back in on Valentine's Day. I'm not sure who enjoyed it more, us or you. This is my channel, so we're back. We've got some fun questions. I've not read any of them really. Some dilemmas, we've got some pizza, some cookies. I'm convinced that every best friend duo has to like a different Pepsi Cola.
Yeah.
I don't know a single best friend duo that's like, yeah, love that one too.
Yeah, I'm Coke, full fat.
I'm Pepsi Max.
I think anyone who loves full fat Coke just doesn't care.
You know what? I so agree.
Like,
Go try it.
Yeah.
I do agree with that statement. To be
Yeah.
fair. Carefree attitude.
Yeah.
Like they're here for a good time.
Yeah. Delicioso.
Savage.
Really?
I think this is like
That's good.
This is breakup worthy. This is a red flag.
Really? Okay.
How do I tell my boyfriend I hate his family?
His family?
And I feel so uncomfortable at his house.
But you're not in a relationship with the family. Like, I think when you're younger, you have to see the family more. But as you get older, really, like, you probably just see them Christmas,
You are right.
birthdays.
They're your kids' grandparents.
True.
They can take your kids swimming.
So true. Yeah, I guess.
What if your kid picks up their traits and you hate them?
Aww. But also, like...
You want your kid to have the weird Uncle Steve?
But also, if you like your boyfriend, surely he's like his parents.
No, not everyone.
Yeah, I suppose.
I suppose like that, it depends how much you care.
If I'm going to be completely honest, if it was me in the situation, I wouldn't sit him down and say, look, Jonathan, I hate your family.
That's so rude!
That's so mean. But what I would probably say, tell me if I'm wrong, I think I'd word it more like, just like your mum and dad like me. Like, I just get the vibe that like they're just a bit, I don't know,
Something's
like a bit off. Like, it's
How about Steve?
Have they ever said anything? Steve? What
Yeah.
Steve said? Like, and then maybe that opens up the conversation. You're like, oh, I don't know, I don't know what it is, but I just feel a bit uncomfy every time I'm there. As if like, I don't know, I get the vibe that they're not like my biggest fan.
I'm on eggshells.
Yeah, and then he can kind of...
If you don't like his family, for example, they're just very different to yours, they're a bit strict. Maybe they don't do hugs. Maybe they don't sing happy birthday. Surely, like, he knows that. Surely he's like, oh, sorry about my parents, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Maybe they just like annoy him.
What do you think? He doesn't see it.
Maybe not.
She's just walking around like, what the then do you want to
He's a jarring.
He must be annoying too then. If he can't see it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because maybe he just want to mention it because he thinks that you think they're fine, but maybe in his head he's thinking, freaking hell, my parents are jarring. So if you mention it, he could be like, oh, look, Susie, like, they like this all the time. And you'd be like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. We'll do a simple, quick dilemma. My boyfriend doesn't know when girls are flirting with him. This dilemma then, I'm just going to make assumptions for you girls out there. This conversation then goes, so he's talking back. He's given the Instagram. Oh, I thought she was just being friendly. I didn't know she was flirting with me.
I thought she wanted to be friends.
The problem isn't like, oh, he doesn't know that she's flirting. Oh, silly boy. So he's talking back. He's entertaining. He didn't realise it was a flirt. You know, that's where that's where this is going.
This is going, yeah. No, it's not going there. It will. It will.
He does, and he probably enjoys it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Like, at the end of the day, we all enjoy the attention of someone trying to flirt with you, but like, if
As
it's
someone
going,
said it.
yeah, like, you know what?
Safe space here.
Safe space, safe sofa. Like, of course we do. However, when I did have a boyfriend, if I knew when someone was flirting with me, then I would not cross the line.
There's a boundary, there's a line.
Yeah, like I wouldn't really talk, like, because at the end of the day I've got a boyfriend and like that's that. Would never give someone my Instagram, like all that kind of thing. Like that's just an absolute no. So if he and I know that, so it's a very obvious thing to know. So if your boyfriend's crossing that line, like he knows what he's doing. He can't say, oh, I just thought we're friends. Like,
no girl just wants your Instagram to like, even if it was get coffee, you're not getting coffee with a random girl.
Yeah, like, what?
No.
Of course not.
Yeah, bin him. Have the my
Sack it off.
my rule is realistically how many times should we be having conversations? In an ideal world, we're having this conversation once. Don't do that again, and then it might happen again. So it's not completely realistic because then it's like, you know, we're all gonna try again. We're all gonna go for the second conversation.
Or in T's world, 12 times.
Yeah, we're all gonna go in for that second, maybe third conversation. Seriously now, don't do that again. It's your final straw. But if you've had the conversation like 2, 3, we're not having this conversation like 4 times.
3 strikes and you're out.
3 strikes, and even 3 is kind of like you are genuinely taking the absolute piss now. But
Very weird.
after that third, like you're taking the piss now. If it doesn't, you're out.
How to actually make/maintain friends in your early 20s. I swear this is my loneliest era.
For sure, first of all.
I agree.
Yeah, you're not alone there.
No, my God, no.
No.
I always say this, right? And I feel like this is a very obvious thing to say, but I'm just saying it. It's kind of what I thought, wow, that's actually so enlightening. I think in your 20s is the first ever time where you're not pushed together with people.
Yeah.
So you've got to think like nursery, you put in a class, make friends. School, put in a class, make friends. You do after school clubs that your parents put you in, then you go to uni and you do all this stuff and you're always with these people. Once you leave uni, you are on your own, and if you got to think about every single friend you've made up until this point. It's someone who you've made friends by being put in a group with them. It is obviously so much harder to naturally and organically make friends and also maintain friends because you haven't got that constant.
If they're not a work friend, yeah, you're not like bumping into them, you're not seeing them, you're not like,
It's not something always set in stone where you're going to see them. It's like you have to then make it work, and then like a relationship that you're going to have to like get each other's like schedules right and like make the effort, whereas before you didn't really. I think we've always had friends and you didn't really have to make effort with because you just saw them at school or saw them at uni.
See them Monday to Friday, 9 till 3:30.
So you didn't have to make any effort, whereas as you get older, like you have to start making so much more effort.
Yeah, it's actually it actually is hard.
Yeah, it is really hard.
Like I feel like everybody at the moment is making that TikTok, like trying to see your adult friends. It's like in like 4 to 6 weeks. My uni friends, I've seen them once since we graduated in January. The other day, I sat them all down over Snapchat group chat. I was like, actually, date now, give me it. 1st of December. 1 year. Like it's actually hard out. Even the friends you do already have, like it's actually hard.
It's really hard. I do think it's almost putting yourself back in those groups.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like the running club that you do, like going to like Pilates and try and do it so you're at the same time every single week. So then you bump up into the same people every time, and it's kind of.
And then you are seeing them every Wednesday.
And then it can be like, oh, should we go for coffee after, or do you know what I mean? It's starting to do that, and it does take.
Have you been to the Thursday morning class? Maybe we should.
Oh, I've actually heard about this new class that's opening down the road. Yes. I'm gonna go next week. Do you wanna?
Got a free trial class. Bring a friend.
Should I come? Great. Now you've trapped them.
So keep them.
But
they are your exercise friends.
But then it's like obviously it is harder to. What I always find is that the friends that I've made recently, like since moving to Manchester, I thought I'd be a lot closer with them than I am, but it's because obviously you don't see them every single day. It takes longer for you to build that.
Yeah, unless you just meet that person and it's like, oh wow, we clicked and we're actually really good friends. Like, it takes so long to like build comfy friends.
Yeah.
Literally the friends that I have DM me, hey, do you want to be friends? Do you want to go for coffee?
I think
like just literally honestly DM people.
100%.
One of my good friends met the girl that she lives with now, and will be a BFF. There is ways, they're just a little bit scarier. They require a bit more oomph, a bit more confidence. You've really got to go for it.
They can be really good friendships, it just takes a little bit longer, but it does happen. We met.
I also think you make your best friends because we don't have to be friends because we've got fucking biology together on a Friday morning.
It's the first time
we chose to be friends.
Choose to be friends.
I'm happy being single, but I want to date without leading people on. How can I do this?
I don't know, because I feel like I'm in this boat too. Because you know what, I agree, because it's kind of like, I'd love to go on a little cheeky date and like get ready and look all nice, but like the thought of having a boyfriend actually repulses me, and I actually don't want to see anyone more than once ever again in my life. So it's like, but you're saying I'm going to let you take me on a date and then just like, and I've got I'm too much of a people pleaser. I'm not going to put the text you like, oh that was great, but like never see you again. Like I know that I'd probably just to keep the peace, just see them forever and then get married to them. Like it's hard out here. The streets are cold.
I think you'd be surprised at how many people also want to do the same thing. just want to date to like meet new people, go to new places. Like you're saying without leading people on, let's just be honest then. I think you just date. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Maybe you could like draft a really great after date message that you can copy and paste to everyone you go on a date with, and like like it's just great. You just like don't have to think about what you say.
Bro, it's not that deep. If you literally turn around to a boy, most boys just want to go on a date. Should go out, have a good time, have a drink.
What if they fall in love with me?
Sounds like a their problem. That has nothing to do with me.
True.
Respectfully. That was your fault.
Yeah, I suppose. I do get where you're coming from though. It is a scary thought.
Yeah, you don't want to be the reason someone's like upset or have to like do that to someone.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, that doesn't just happen, like that doesn't happen by accident. Like, they're not just gonna, oh my god, be madly in love with you, leading you on after the first date. If you want to date the same person, okay, now you've got yourself an issue. Now you have to pick. You can't be the bad guy. Go on 6 dates with one guy and be like, oh sorry, did I give you the wrong impression? Like, you can't do that. But if you want to go on lots of like first and second, maybe even third dates, fine.
Really?
3 date limit maybe.
3? I think I fall in love by the 3rd.
3 is a lot.
I think 1.
But it depends on the type of person. You might meet someone who's also like, oh, I'm not looking for anything either, but like, we have great fun together.
Yeah.
Do you want to go try the new mini golf that's open up down the road? Yeah, sure. Next time, there's a new bar next week. Yeah, sure. Before you know it, it's 4 dates and you're a bit like, oh, we both said we didn't want anything. But as long as, I think as well, as long as you're on the same page, I've got no problem with people who are like dating and you kind of know you're not each other's love of your life.
Yeah.
You kind of know that you're not going to get married.
Yeah.
You know you don't really want to be boyfriend and girlfriend, but you get on and you have fun in the meantime. So like,
bit of company.
Yeah, as long as you both know that, what's the issue?
True. I've been with my boyfriend for a year now, but I think I need to break up with him. I love him so much and I think it would genuinely break my heart if we broke up, but our lives are so different at the moment. Wow. Weird.
Oh no, really?
He lives with his mum and currently doesn't have a job. I'm at uni living my best life with barely any free time. When I do have free time, I would like to see my friends as well as my boyfriend, but he gets upset, understandable, because he thinks I don't want to see him, but balancing it all is becoming so difficult. I'm also doing my masters this year, which means I really need to focus on my studies, and he's not very understanding about this as he's not at uni. What should I do? Also love you both and your videos so much.
Oh.
Love you.
Love you.
Honestly, I can relate this so hard.
I always say, it's my #1 rule in life ever. If you're thinking about it, it needs to be done. Like my friends are always like, when shall I break up with their ex? Or like, not this friend. So like my other friends genuinely, we used to have this conversation all the time. They'll be like, how will I know when's the right time? Or like, I'm thinking about it, should I? And I'm like, if you didn't want to, that thought wouldn't be in your head.
Yeah.
Like if you thought this was your person, you'd be like, I wonder when I should do that, by the way. So well, you clearly know it's going to come to an end at some point.
Yeah, and I think obviously it is hard because I think sometimes you meet people and they're great people and you get on really well and they've got some great qualities, but I do think that sometimes if your lives don't align, it's just not going to work. And I think if you were doing all this stuff and he is not very supportive and he's kind of holding you back, you can do that for as long as you can, but it's going to get to a point where either you're resenting him or he's resenting you and it just ends up arguing all the time. And would you rather try and keep it going as long as you can and get to the point where you both hate each other because he's not being supportive about you doing your masters and everyone's going out on the weekend and he's kicking off because he wants to see you and you don't know what to do and you're begrudging him because he's not doing anything with his life and it becomes this thing and you end up breaking up and hating each other? Or is it better to kind of get to the point where it's like, you know what, we both still love each other very much. It's not you, it's not me, it's the situation. Let's leave it where it is now because at least we can end on good memories. And then if you meet in 10 years time and it's more the vibe, then great, then at least you're on that level where you could if you saw him in a street, you could go for a coffee and it's fine, rather than getting to the point where you just hate each other, is my thoughts. No.
Sounds like a text you might have sounds like rehearsed, to be honest. Sounds like I thought you might have before.
Maybe.
Sounds like perfect advice, to be honest. I don't know where you pulled that from, but bloody hell, there it is, on there.
I haven't thought about this a million times or anything.
I just thought, if I was ever in that scenario, how would I act?
If I just put myself in there. No, it is really, really, really hard.
Do you believe in right person, wrong time? Please, if you, I always say this in my videos, if you're actually watching this right now, please actually comment or please DM me. Because when I ask these questions, I'm genuinely intrigued.
There's people who I've met, who I strongly believe that if in how many more years,
in a parallel
in
universe
a different somewhere, we would work great. However, does that mean that it's the right person?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Or just that it would be better then? Do you know what I mean?
Are they the right person or are they just like a person, one of the people that could have worked well?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, okay, wrong time, but also...
What are your opinions on like soulmates?
I don't believe in soulmates. I don't think there's one perfect person for everyone.
No.
At all.
Just like logistically.
Like logistically, that's so... And you're saying that like my soulmate is living down the street. Of course not, the world's huge. Like my soul, if there's a soulmate, mine's probably in Antarctica or something.
Yeah.
In an igloo.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? I don't believe in any of that. I don't know, like right person, wrong time feels a little bit like an excuse to me.
I think so. I think my always response is there's no wrong time for the right person. Surely. Surely for the right person there's no wrong time, there's a situation. If they're the right person, surely whatever this wrong timing is, you can work through that.
Yeah, and I do get that as well. It's not just that your schedules don't align and that everything else is perfect. It's not being
the support
is huge.
Number one.
He's not being supportive. Like he's getting a bit thingy when you want to spend time with your friends. Like there is other issues, and it's kind of like even if, let's say, in 5 years' time and you've done your masters and he's got a job and he's doing whatever, and like the schedules do align, those traits in him are just gonna come out late in some other area. Maybe you get a promotion and you start earning more money.
Yeah, a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of like unhealthy competition.
So, and I know you love him and stuff. And
as I always say, love is not enough.
Look, that's what I always say. Like love genuinely is not enough.
No. If you're ever in a situation like this, take yourself out. Look at it. Would you get with this person? This traits they're showing. Like, is this someone that you want your future person to be? Like, go back to your original morals. Like, what 3 things did you want from a partner? Like, supportive, aspirational, whatever. Are they being that right now? Would you get with them in the being they're in right now?
Such a good advice.
Probably not.
It's great advice.
It's true though, isn't it? Like, you do have to.
Because I think we always, you and I, we always...
You romanticise someone at the end of the day.
And also like the old, how it used to be.
Yeah.
And, like when you were like, maybe
who they could be. If they just supported me, this could be great.
But they don't, and don't hang around and see if it does, because it'll become 3 years down the line and nothing's changed.
What are your like 3 things?
In terms of what?
Like, that you want in a partner?
Ooh, what's yours? I don't know.
I don't think I've ever thought.
Oh, that's such a fun question.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Definitely like...
I think I need a list of options.
Definitely, I don't know what the best word to pick for an umbrella term, but I would say ambitious.
Oh.
Like the drive, ambitious. I want to be inspired by them.
That's probably my top.
Yeah, same. Because I also think someone who's ambitious, so I'm not going to list support, because I think someone who's ambitious likes to see other people do well and will support you to do so because they have that quality in themselves. Yeah. So I'm not going to list supportive because I'm hoping that we can just umbrella that.
Umbrella that, yeah. I think it's a great thing to umbrella. So that is so my top. Well, you know that I've said this so many times. I'm such into ambitious
I think because if you're a dreamer, the last fucking thing you want is to have a conversation with someone who's like,
oh no. And I'm like, hey.
Yeah, no. Ambition, drive. In whatever it is as well. Like, yeah, in whatever it is. Passion projects.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be like money, career.
Fight in them, like, just like this.
So attractive. Bit of fight in them. Oh, that's attractive.
Sexy.
Like that sentence, I was like, oh, I grabbed the sentence.
Yeah.
Bit of fight in them. Exactly that.
Yeah.
That was such a good way.
Thank you.
Okay, to counter the fight.
Right.
I like, kind of so stupid, but like kind and like gentle, like nice to everyone around them. Just like a nice guy. Yeah. Kind, bit soft, gentle.
Yeah. Yeah.
The type of guy where I'll be like, I'm ill, and they'll come and like pick you up and be like, what do we need to do with you?
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of a different word for that. Like, what's the word called?
Attentive.
Attentive. I was thinking, begins with an I. So.
Attentive eye.
Attentive.
Is it attentive?
Is it not?
I thought it was attentive, like attention. Attentive.
I thought it was attentive. Oh my god, attentive.
No, like attention.
Yeah,
attentive.
Sorry.
And I'm the dyslexic one.
Oh god.
Attentive.
That is so important.
What do you need
to
from me right now?
I think because for me, my love language is acts of service as well.
I'm gonna go cookie, guys. By the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want one that's waiting for you to have one first. I think because my thing is acts of service as well. I just love knowing that someone's thinking of me.
Yeah, I want kind in
So
there.
you going more kind, I'll go more attentive. Sexy.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm going to that same.
Fit.
I would say funny, but my boyfriend's not that funny.
Oh, funny's mine.
My boyfriend's not that funny. I'm the funny one.
I feel like, right, I am also normally the funny one.
Yeah.
But I love when someone's more funny than me because we bounce so well.
Okay, what would my last
I just
be?
love like lad crack. They're just funny and they're cheeky. Funny and cheeky.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a good trait.
Oh god, sexy.
Love him to bits, but he's not like a lad. Bit of a cheeky boy. Cheeky chap. I'm thinking about things that I like about people. I don't know how to describe. I don't know what word I'm looking for. Like a people person, but that sounds silly. I've had boyfriends in the past where I'm kind of like, oh, I'm going to meet my family. Are you going to be able to hold a good conversation?
Sociable.
Shall I bring you on a double date? Are you going to get up and dance when everybody gets up? Like, what is this word?
Sociable?
Yeah?
Mhm.
Sounds like bare minimum again.
No, I think that's completely fair.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
I think that's probably in my top 5, defo.
Yeah.
Like I'd love that.
Mm.
Not having to worry.
Can bring them anywhere.
Mhm.
Oh, your work drinks, they're just going to show up. Like, you know, they'll get on with people. You don't have to
Yeah.
think about where they are, who
You
they're
also
talking to.
would quite enjoy them to come because they'd add great. You know, everyone's gonna love them.
Bit of a cheeky chat.
Yeah.
Hey! Steve's here! Oh, I'm the last time. Careful, you! I'm in a job and I'm just bored. But then is it just that we always want what we can't have? The feeling of, am I content? Should I jump? Is the grass greener?
Mm.
Oh, I feel like I've thrown myself there by saying, is the grass greener? Because like the quote is like, the grass isn't green on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. But I'm also a big believer.
Got issues, baby. True.
Yeah, exactly.
Regardless for
I grew up singing it. Like,
yeah.
God, I've really thrown myself with the grass is greener. Because like, no, it's not like, oh, you always think it is. But like I said at the beginning, I'm a big believer in like, if you're thinking about something, then you need to do it. And I think regret is worse than...
I do think. I actually don't think I can even comment on this because I'm obviously not doing a normal job, but I do know that obviously like with anything you do get to a point where if you've been doing something for so long, like you are going to get bored. But if it's something that you actually, if you don't hate
Yeah, I
it,
suppose she just said she was bored, yeah.
if you don't hate it and you're just bored, I do feel like if that's the kind of job you're in terms of like maybe you're in an office or maybe you are doing the same thing every single day, like that's inevitable. Unless you're doing something different every single day and that's like a complete different type of job. I think no matter what you do in that kind of field, you probably are going to get bored, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. If you start hating it and you start every day, you're like, I don't want to go in, I hate this, then take the jump, like life's too short to do something that you hate. But if it's just a case of like more like contentment and you're a bit more content, a bit more like, oh god, like a bit boring, like god.
Just sprinkle the spice in elsewhere, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's really important, it's something we spoke about before, that it's like, even like us, like we love our jobs, and if you love your job, but like it's still very important for it not to be the centre of your life.
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
I'm Megan, YouTuber. I'm Emmy, sales associate. Be something outside of your job. Like, make sure you're having fun outside of your job. And then if your life's a bit boring, 9 to 5, you don't really care because, oh, it's a Wednesday and you've got like sip and paint, and then it's Thursday tomorrow and you're doing pizza night with the girls, and then like, oh, Saturday morning comes around and it's Pilates and brunch and it's whatever and it's this and it's that. Maybe you're not bored of your, well, maybe you're obviously bored in your job, like jobs are boring sometimes, I'm sure you are bored sat there, but like maybe it's also a bit of an overarching feeling of your week.
Yeah.
Maybe your week's just a bit lifeless.
Yeah. What I would do if I was you is I would try and add some spice in your week. Give yourself a month maybe.
Yeah.
Have all these fun things around and see how you're still feeling. If you're still feeling a sense of like dread and like ugh towards work.
But also in the meantime, let's have a scroll in LinkedIn. Okay, if I was thinking about moving, what are we talking about? What in here does excite me then? Like, it doesn't have to be like, shall I quit now? It's like, well, have a look.
Yeah.
Is there anything out there that excites you?
Yeah.
Is there anything out there that you are like, oh, I would love to try that?
Yeah. Is it now a case of thinking, okay, maybe sitting at a desk isn't for me. Maybe I'd rather do.
What else do people do? Every time I try and think of a job, I'm like 9 to 5, office. What are the other ones?
Who takes it around houses and like
real estate.
Like maybe you want to do that because it's like you meet new people, or maybe you want to do like I don't know, a coach
Another
driver.
one.
Like
the jobs, the people, the jobs. I seen this thing the other day.
what is it actually?
So this thing the other day, and I didn't see it. I was listening. 9 Lives. Can't remember the girl's name. They were talking about like building a healthy relationship with food, and someone was like, I crave sweet food 24/7. Like, what do I do? And I've never had someone say this. You might think it's a bit like, whoa. But she was like, where else in your life are you getting sweetness? Like, are you just craving like a sweeter life? A bit of fun, a bit of like sweet, a bit of romance, a bit of fun. Bit of a spark somewhere else in your life. She's like, is your life just a bit lifeless, sweetless? Are you craving it outside of food? And I was like, there's a 50-50 there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it completely relates to food.
No.
But I like the idea of like thinking you're gonna get it from that. Like, oh, I'm bored, it must be my job. Like, maybe it's not. Maybe you haven't seen your friends in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe you're due a holiday. Maybe you need a new hobby.
Yeah.
Like, not completely related to the food,
Maybe
but I like the idea of like we look for things in the wrong places sometimes.
Yeah,
we like to blame other things.
I like that. That's so true, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so true. Do you like your life?
Oh, what a deep question.
I got asked this the other day, and I was like, do I? I've never thought about that before.
I love my life.
Really?
Yeah. A very recent thing.
Okay.
But yeah. Do you know what gave me the realisation? You've probably heard me say it in my stories. Coming back from Thailand.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the first time I've ever been like, oh, I can't wait to get home, get back to my little routine, see my friends, go and do, like, to my little flat. I was like, I've never felt like that before. Like, coming home from a holiday, I'm like, oh, I just want to, like, escape. I just want to go again. I don't want to go back. I don't know what I'm doing back at home. I don't have a routine. I don't know. I've got no purpose.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I was like, oh, got a bit of a pep in my step to get back. Not because I was, like, hating my life in Thailand, but I was like, this is really nice that I'm not like, oh, don't get me back there. I was like, oh, my little flat, my little pink flat, my little WeWork, my little running route. So I was like, oh, that's quite a nice feeling.
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh my god, I love my life, there's nothing I would change. But I feel like, yeah, for the first time I'm actually kind of like, I feel like I've got this on lock a little bit, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm good day every day. I was crying my eyes out 2 days ago because I hate my life. But as a whole, when I'm not down in the dumps, when I'm in a level-headed mood, absolutely, yeah. Was your answer the opposite?
No, I said I was like, there's a lot of aspects about my life that I love, but the things that I don't like, I really don't like, so it then makes me feel a bit like this. But really, if I just focus on the good, like, yeah, I do, I love a lot about my life, but there is some things that, like, I really want to change. So then it makes the whole thing feel a bit lower. Yeah. If I just focus on the good, like,
I think that's important as well. Like, you really water the good. Yeah. Like, I love my little pink flat, so best believe it's going to be bright pink. Everywhere you look there, it's going to be pink. The things I love, I'm going to love them. I'm going to do them to the fullest. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to half-ass the shit that I love in my life. Yeah. Which I feel like is a great way to live.
I agree.
And then the bad, we'll be there once a week and it is bad, but we'll just,
we'll just like,
I look nice, but it's so big out here.
You must look at the pink
light. The tears. It's okay.
Put the pink diffuser on, quick.
Do you guys like your life? Sorry, guys.
Sorry, just a quick question.
Sorry about that.
Okay, quick fire.
Okay.
My boyfriend continues to do things even though he knows I'm uncomfortable with them. Sack him off.
Bin, why are you asking me that question?
Oh, God. Ooh. The guy I like is 4 years younger than me, 24 and 20. It doesn't feel weird, but I don't know. Right, that's how everyone else is going to think. Me, on the other hand, I'm also a fellow cougar. If it was the other way around and
he's a boy and he's going to treat you like he's a boy and you're going to feel the back end of it pretty soon.
I just think it's quite a sexist world we live in. I think if it was the other way around, the boy was older, everyone would be like, oh my god, such a cute age gap because us girlies is older.
Yes, because we mature.
I know.
You're with the older, mature man. You're with a 20-year-old boy. You're 24. You know, why would you want to fuck with that?
I do understand.
He's going to treat you like a child.
I get you. It's hard out here. Friends with benefits opinions.
You need to have something about friends with benefits that you don't like.
Yeah.
There needs to be a reason you two aren't together, and you need to remind yourself of that
All
every
the
time.
time.
He doesn't have one of those 3 traits. Remember your 3 traits,
remember
girls?
them. My boyfriend is a crappy replier and we hardly see each other due to my terrible work schedule. Don't know if I'm too needy or if I have a right to be a bit annoyed. Sack him off.
Yeah.
Dump his ass.
You girls know better than this. When you're writing that question, do you really think I'm going to sit here and be like, gotta stay with him?
Oh, it's okay.
Yes, to see it through, my boy.
It's okay that he texts you one word replies every 3-5 working
Like,
days.
what do you actually think I'm going to say? You want me to tell you to dump him.
Yeah, you do.
That's why you wrote in.
Yeah.
You want me to sit here and say to you, bad guy.
And we are.
You were looking for the validation, and here it is. Silver platter. Dump his ass.
Dump his ass. If he wanted to, he would. You know, that's a good overlining quote. If he wanted to, he would.
And if you want to, you should.
Pat on the back. That was great. That was a great ending. Thank you for coming.
Hope you enjoyed it. You'll probably see you in a few months when I run out of video ideas again.
Literally. No.
You love it, we love it.
I pulled a cookie each.
Yeah. This is a bit weird.
I can't believe you said yes. I was waiting for you to hate that idea. I was like.